Once again, it is a weather alert day across West Michigan as we take a live look around our area right now. You see 4 different spots across West Michigan. It is dangerously cold with temperatures well below zero right now. Minus 18 degrees at the bottom of your screen. The wind chill making it feel even colder. Good morning. We appreciate you being here with us. I'm Tyler Brummett. These temperatures come after several rounds of snow this week. Meteorologist Colin Rogers timing it all out. Colin, always great to see you. I wish we were talking about something different other than this brutal cold that we are dealing with. It says minus 18 at the bottom of the screen, but I know sometimes it takes a second for that to update because it is actually warming up just a little bit.
Yeah, we're actually up to negative 13 now in Kalamazoo. So a reason to celebrate, right? But those temperatures are going to fluctuate throughout the morning hours, eventually warming up above zero later on this afternoon. Right now, we are seeing a few flurries flying as we take a live look over Collin Park in Holland. You can see a snow-covered Collin Park rather, there in Holland. It's -4 in Holland and Muskegon, -18 in GR, -13 now in Kalamazoo, 18 below in Battle Creek. Look at Marshall, 21 below. The cold spot on the map, though, Big Rapids, -26 degrees right now. We do have extreme cold warnings along and north of I-96. Cold weather advisories south of I-96. Those are set to expire here at 11 o'clock this morning, but it's still going to stay very cold throughout the day on Saturday. So we'll notice mainly cloudy skies showing up on satellite and radar right now. It's already some cloud cover that's streaming in from the south and west from this major winter storm off to our south. Some snow, some ice falling right now over portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri. This is all moving to the north and the east and will actually graze our area throughout the day on Sunday. In the meantime, today, we should stay fairly dry, maybe a few flurries closer to the lakeshore. Mainly cloudy skies this morning, turn overcast this afternoon. Notice temperatures well below zero right now, but we should make it up above zero this afternoon. We will notice some snow moving in late tonight and throughout our Sunday. The National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories for the counties bordering Indiana. Those go into effect at 7 o'clock this evening through 1 a.m. Monday. Expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow there. I'll have much more on this forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Yeah, and Colin, obviously it's a very serious weather situation. When it's this cold out, not only is it dangerous, it can also be deadly. A number of warming shelters are open in West Michigan, but they are filling up fast. The Kalamazoo Democratic Party is offering a place for you to get warm. You can stop in from 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening. There are food and drinks as well as games available. They say they are welcoming people into their establishment regardless of political party. Visitors can also learn how to get enrolled in a free healthcare program through the Helping Hands Wellness Center.
My hopes are that the public has noticed that there's been more synergy around this. We got MTA moving with us. We've got transportation. We've got several of these locations opening, so nobody's taking on the full brunt of, what's happening. I'm just really happy to be able to bring people to the table and be able to be a facilitator of sorts.
Kalamazoo Metro buses are also available to take people to shelters around the city. We also spoke with Beacon Health about some of the health concerns with this cold weather. They're already seeing patients in the ER for frostbite and hypothermia. Babies and older adults are most at risk. So too are people with diabetes and heart disease. For frostbite, doctors say pay attention to swelling or if your toes and fingers feel strange. You'll also know there's a bigger issue if they are not warming up when you go inside. For hypothermia, watch out for excessive shivering, confusion, or slurred speech. Our state is not the only one braving this brutal weather. Roughly 180 million people will be impacted by a winter storm this weekend. It could bring more than a foot of snow for some. People from Massachusetts all the way down to Tennessee are scrambling to stock up on groceries and other tools. But there are concerns about a salt shortage. Here in Michigan, road commissions say they have enough salt for the winter. Commissions buy salt through My Deal, which is a state program. But landscaping companies say it's a different story.
The per ton cost of salt has more than doubled since December. And when we see a salt price surge like this, and we either have to eat that cost internally or we need to try to pass it off onto our clients, so then they're paying more and it just kind of trickles down from there.
We're told most salt in Michigan is given to counties, cities, and towns, as well as villages first. This means some private companies have to look out of state, and that drives up the prices even more. Well, this weekend, many of you will also need to think about your pipes. Listen.
The best thing for your pipes to prevent them from freezing or having any damage from cold weather is going to be to insulate any exposed piping.
Now, experts say you should use foam, rubber, or fiberglass insulation to cover your pipes. You should also run your heater at a normal temperature and keep some of your faucets dripping so your pipes do not freeze.
What can happen is the pipes will freeze, and then whenever the temperature gets above freezing, it'll thaw out and you will find out that you have a leak.
Really important advice. We're told you can also drain and shut your sprinkler systems off. Texas, by the way, has its own concerns this weekend. People living there are worried about a repeat of the deadly ice storm in 2021. You may remember it overwhelmed the state's power grid system, leaving millions without power. We also know thousands of flights are canceled or delayed.
All right,
today.
it's Saturday morning, time for some weekend trivia, and my theme today is going with the extreme cold out there. So my question, Tyler, is what is the coldest temperature on record in Kalamazoo? Was it -20, -22, -25, or -28 degrees? The coldest temperature ever recorded in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, we were talking earlier during a commercial break. You were like, oh, this is one you're going to know. I don't know this one. I'm kind of like, okay.
The number's been thrown out there in the past few days in the newsroom. I wasn't sure if you would know this one, but I'm glad you don't. It's a surprise.
I promise that I pay attention during our meetings when, whether it's you or Jeff or Keith or whoever will, if whoever the meteorologist is, if they are talking, I am listening, but I don't know the answer to this one. I know it's cold right now, -13 in Kalamazoo. Let's go with B, -22.
Locking in. Ding, 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 ding.
Let's go. Maybe I did know. Maybe I was tricking you.
Yeah, maybe it was just in your head, just kind of floating around there. But the coldest temperature ever recorded in Kalamazoo was -22 degrees. That was back in February of 1918. And we are pretty darn close. We've gotten down to -18 so far in Kalamazoo. We do have a weather alert day today for some dangerous temperatures and wind chills. The extreme cold this morning will let up a little bit this afternoon. We should climb above zero this afternoon, but we'll have wind chills at or below zero pretty much all day long. Now, we have crushed or tied some records so far today. So far, the temperature has gotten as cold as -18 in Kalamazoo. That crushes the record of -13 set back in 1963. It's gotten down to -19 in Battle Creek. That's colder than their previous record for today of -13 back in 1948, and Grand Rapids has tied their record low for the day today. Of course, there's asterisks because we could still get colder here over the next few hours. We'll see. Right now, we are dealing with mainly cloudy skies over the Kalamazoo River and Allegan, the Old Iron Bridge all lit up there. It is downright frigid this morning. -15 in Allegan, 18 below in Grand Rapids, 13 below in Kalamazoo, 18 below in Battle Creek. Look at Marshall, -21. The cold spot on the map, Big Rapids, -26 degrees this morning. We do have extreme cold warnings along and north of I-96. Cold weather advisory south of I-96. Those alerts set to expire here at 11 o'clock this morning. It's still going to stay very cold throughout our Saturday. So right now we're seeing mainly cloudy skies, a few flurries closer to the lakeshore, but not expecting any accumulation there today. We will notice a major winter storm off to our south right now. Some snow, some ice falling in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. This is all moving to the north and the east and will graze our area late tonight and throughout the day on Sunday. So winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, ice storm warnings in effect now all the way from New Mexico to Maine, including portions of our area. A winter weather advisory has been issued for the counties bordering Indiana. That goes into effect at 7 o'clock this evening through 1 o'clock Monday morning. They're expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow there. Expect slippery roads, snow-covered and slick roadways, especially throughout the day on Sunday. So let's time things out hour by hour. Mainly cloudy skies expected today. There's those temperatures climbing above zero later on this afternoon. We'll have wind chills around or below zero pretty much all day long, though. We'll notice some snow moving in from the south and the west after the midnight hour. That becomes widespread tomorrow morning and throughout much of the day on Sunday. Notice high temperatures on Sunday only climbing up into the lower teens. That widespread snow starts to move off to the north and the east Sunday evening, but then we'll get a northwesterly flow, and that's going to bring in some lake effect snow throughout the day on Monday. So we have a pretty active pattern still over the course of the next few days. Now, in terms of how much system snow we're expected, this is throughout the day on Sunday. Those highest totals are going to stay north or southeast rather of Kalamazoo. They're expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow in portions of St. Joseph, also southeastern Calhoun and Branch counties. This darker blue shading, that's a widespread 2 to 4 inches of snow, and then lower amounts north of Kalamazoo. There's going to be a sharp gradient in snowfall totals throughout West Michigan. We go from some areas not seeing anything at all to some areas picking up as much as 6 inches of snow. So we're going to see some widely varying snowfall totals the further northwest to southeast you go across West Michigan on Sunday. Right now, let's take you outside. We're seeing cloudy skies. It's a live look over downtown Kalamazoo. You can tell it's just downright frigid from that picture. You can see some light pillars there in the distance just due to how cold it is right now. And we're going to stay well below average over the course of the next several days. Really, the next 10 days, we're going to stay below average, below freezing at that. Single digits for the day today. We're back in the teens throughout much of next week. And then it's not until around the first day of February that we could see temperatures climbing back up into the 20s. I will say, with more snow on the way and this cold air in place, salt nearly ineffective when temperatures are below 15 degrees. So that's going to be much of the week next week. Just keep that in mind. Your Weather Guard 7-day forecast looking at a weather alert day today for some dangerously cold temperatures. We'll have wind chills below 0 all day long. Right now, actual air temperatures are below -10 for most of West Michigan. We'll see some snow moving in late tonight throughout the day on Sunday, and then that'll exit our region Sunday evening, but I'm tracking some lake effect snow that will develop Monday. Another system moves through on Tuesday, bringing a few more inches of snow, and then we could see some more lake effect Wednesday. Perhaps we finally dry up by the end of next week.
At 7:30, we continue here on this weather alert day. These conditions, of course, are making it difficult to get around, and sadly, it has turned deadly. One person is dead after a crash on an ice-covered road in Calhoun County. It happened around 7 yesterday morning on M60 near 9 Mile Road. That's between Union City and Burlington Township. Police say 2 cars were involved. They also tell us ice conditions played a role. A 54-year-old woman from Shiawassee County died at the scene. Another person was taken to the hospital. New video is giving us a better look at a massive pileup in West Michigan Monday. This video is from the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office showing first responders on the scene of that more than 100-car pileup on I-196 near Zeeland. Now, there is a QR code at the bottom of your screen right now that'll take you to our YouTube page where you can watch it in its entirety. The area was shut down for hours as crews worked to remove all the cars from the highway. Dangerous temperatures gripping West Michigan as we still deal with the impacts of several inches of snow this week. One of the areas hit the hardest is Allegan County. There were whiteout conditions in parts of the area yesterday, leading to slide-offs. Sheriff Frank Baker says his team is prepared to respond if you need help, but it could take them extra time because of the roads.
We have roads on the west side of the county that are drifted shut. They're out working, doing the best they can to try to clear those roads and open those up, but it is challenging during these types of storms.
Baker also tells us be prepared to change your plans depending on where you are. You might be better off just staying home and not driving unless it is an emergency. Colin, really important right there. You saw in that video a car slid off. We saw, actually, because I was on that story, we saw a few cars yesterday that had slid off. The sheriff also saying, hey, make sure you've got blankets in your car. Make sure you have some snacks. You don't know how long you could be stuck if you're in a situation like that.
Yeah, some important advice there. Make sure you have the emergency kit in your car. If you do, if something happens, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially with how dangerously cold it is outside right now. Everyone across West Michigan is well below 0 right now, except for a few right against the lakeshore right now. Here's a live look over I-69 in Coldwater. Just a frigid start to our Saturday morning. Right now, it's 13 below in Coldwater as well as Kalamazoo. -23 degrees in Hastings, -22 in Charlotte right now. Battle Creek and GR both at -18. Look at Big Rapids, the cold spot on the map. The coldest temperature I've seen so far this morning of -27 degrees. We do have extreme cold warnings in effect along and north of I-96 and cold weather advisory south of I-96. Those alerts set to expire here at 11 o'clock this morning, but it's still going to stay very cold throughout our Saturday. We are seeing mainly cloudy skies right now. A few flurries right up against the lakeshore. The rest of us are dry at the moment, but notice off to our south, a major winter storm producing some heavy snow and some ice across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. This is moving off to the north and the east and will graze our region late tonight and tomorrow. In the meantime, we should stay fairly dry today, maybe a few lakeshore flurries Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies this morning. Temperatures climbing above 0 this afternoon, but we'll notice those overcast skies throughout the rest of our Saturday. Winter weather advisories were issued for the counties bordering Indiana. That goes into effect this evening and lasts until 1 a.m. Monday morning. We're expecting 2 to 6 inches of system snow and some slick traveling conditions. I'll have much more on this forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, Colin, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. A severe winter weather system is moving across the U.S., impacting millions of Americans. Snow and ice, as you see right there on the radar, will likely cover several cities. As CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides explains, about half the country's population from the south to the northeast is bracing for impact.
The first snow has already started to fall in Texas and Oklahoma, part of a winter blast that has roughly 180 million people under a winter storm warning from the Rockies to the Northeast. In Boston, grocery stores were slammed and supplies were running low at this hardware store.
Yeah, we've been selling a ton of ice melt and shovels. We're running low on stock, but I think we should have enough for the storm.
At least 17 states and Washington, D.C. have declared states of emergency. In New York City, up to 18 inches of snow is forecast. 700 salt spreaders and more than 2,000 sanitation workers will be deployed.
While we cannot control how much snow will actually fall this weekend, we can control how we prepare for and respond to this storm.
Down south, 18,000 utility workers were pre-positioned in the Carolinas, while at Tennessee's State Operations Center, officials will monitor road conditions in real time. The Salvation Army in Arlington, Texas, is preparing overnight beds and meals for people seeking refuge from the storm. And in Austin, sanitation trucks have been treating the roads.
We are preparing for the worst because we never completely know what the weather is going to do in Texas.
Residents here worry about a repeat of a deadly ice storm in 2021 that overwhelmed the state's power grid system, leaving millions of people in the dark and cold.
The ERCOT grid has never been stronger, never been more prepared, and is fully capable of handling this winter storm.
The National Weather Service is calling this system a historic storm, packing a mix of ice and snow with extremely cold air on the back end. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
More than 8,000 flights have been canceled today. The system will likely bring delays and cancellations for the next few days. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. By the way, some crews from right here in Michigan are on their way to help people in other states. Consumers Energy says because the worst of the storm is outside of Michigan, they've been able to send dozens of employees to help with possible outages. Listen.
Michigan has had its share of severe weather, bad storms, and when that happens, we often call for help from out of state. This really is a situation where Michigan can return the favor.
Consumers says its crews are stationed in Arkansas and are preparing for the system to come through. Back here in Michigan, it's been a wild week of winter weather after several rounds of snow, and now many communities could face yet another challenge. Where will all of the snow go?
Want to just drop it on somebody's front porch, and anybody who owns a home and shovel your driveway, you know, if plow goes by, you've got that 3 feet of snow at the end of your driveway.
So MDOT spokesperson Nick Sharippa, who you just heard from, says crews have been busy clearing the snow. He tells us it will not be as big of an issue for MDOT because there's actually plenty of room for snow storage on the interstates, but it could be a bigger problem perhaps for some cities and counties. Sharippa says the plows will be out and about all weekend. He's asking for drivers to give them extra Colin, good morning to you. It is a weather alert day. We're talking about bitterly cold temperatures right now. In fact, it is just downright dangerous, so we're keeping a close eye on it.
Yeah, we sure are, Tyler. Most of us are below 0 right now, and we've already crushed a lot of record lows across West Michigan this morning, and that's why we have issued a weather alert day for your Saturday for those dangerous temperatures and those wind chills as well. We should climb above 0 later on this afternoon and this evening. Now, here's a look at some of the record cold temperatures that we've already broken or tied so far today. So far it's gotten down to -18 in Kalamazoo. That breaks our previous record set back in 1963 of -13. Battle Creek so far has gotten down to -19. That breaks their record of -13 set back in 1948. And Grand Rapids has so far tied their record low for today at -19 degrees. So when you're talking about record lows in the month of January, January, you know it's just downright frigid out there. Here's a live look over downtown Grand Rapids, and you don't even have to look at the temperature just to know that it is cold out there. Right now, it's -18 in GR, -18 in the Cereal City, -13 right now in Kalamazoo and Allegan. South Haven sitting right at 0, the lone spot not below 0. Big Rapids rather right now at -26 degrees. So some downright frigid air in place right now. It's why we have extreme cold warnings along and north of I-96, a cold weather advisory south of I-96. Those alerts are set to expire at 11 o'clock this morning, but it's going to still stay very cold throughout all of our Saturday. Now, right now, we have mainly cloudy skies across West Michigan, a few flurries right along the lakeshore, but most of us should stay dry during the daytime hours. Notice off to our south, though, a major winter storm producing some snow and ice in portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Kansas. This is moving off to the north and the east and will actually graze our area late tonight and throughout the day on Sunday. So millions across the United States under winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, or ice storm warnings, all the way from New Mexico up into Maine. And portions of West Michigan are under a winter weather advisory. That goes into effect at 7 o'clock this evening, lasts until 1 o'clock Monday morning. For all the counties bordering Indiana, we're expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow. That'll create some slippery roads, some snow covered, and some slick travel throughout the day on Sunday. So let's time things out hour by hour. Temperatures climb above 0 this afternoon. We'll hold on to mainly cloudy skies, maybe a few flurries right against the lakeshore. Most of us stay dry today. A different story tonight. After the midnight hour, we'll start to notice some snow moving in from the south and the west. And that snow will become widespread tomorrow morning and will be with us throughout the day on Sunday. Notice temperatures only climbing up into the lower teens, so it's going to be very hard to get those roads cleared throughout the day on Sunday. So it's not going to take much to create some more slick travel throughout the day on Sunday. Now that widespread snow moves off to the north and the east Sunday evening, but then we'll notice a northwesterly wind on Monday, and that's going to set us up for some additional lake effect snow throughout the day on Monday. Now in terms of the system snow, that's moving in late tonight and throughout the day on Sunday. Those highest totals are going to be north or south and east of Kalamazoo, rather. That's where they're expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow in portions of St. Joseph, also Branch and southeastern Calhoun counties. This darker blue shading here, that's 2 to 4 inches over areas like Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, and then lower amounts the further north and west you go. This is a pretty sharp gradient. We're talking about no snow at all for portions of northwestern counties, and then some areas picking up as much as 6 inches in some of our southeastern counties. So there's going to be a sharp gradient in snowfall totals from northwest to southeast throughout the day on Sunday. Right now, let's take you outside. We're seeing cloudy skies. It's a live look over a frigid downtown Kalamazoo. It's going to stay cold today. High temperatures staying in the single digits, if not below 0, all day long. We climb back into the teens tomorrow and really much of next week. We'll see high temperatures in the teens. It's not until maybe the last day of January or the first week of February that we'll see temperatures climbing back up to 20 degrees. Your WeatherGuard 7-day forecast looking at a weather alert day for today for some dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills. It's going to be very cold all throughout the day. We'll notice some snow moving in late tonight and throughout the day on Sunday. Those highest totals expected southeast of Kalamazoo. Lower totals the further north you go. Lake effect snow showers expected on Monday in the snow belt. I'm tracking another system that'll bring some more accumulating snow on Tuesday, potentially some more lake effect on Wednesday. So a pretty active pattern over the course of the next 7 days. And with those temperatures remaining mainly below 15 degrees, salt nearly ineffective. So expect some slick travel for tonight and all throughout next week pretty much.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, when you talk with MDOT, they're like, hey, you know, we'll do the best we can, but at the end of the day, the salt does not work when it gets this cold. Yeah. So that's something that you'll definitely want to keep in mind as you head out.
Exactly, for sure.
All right, Colin, thank you so much. Temperatures are below 0 in West Michigan. What animal shelters want you to know before letting your pets go outside? All right, in this morning's Health Matters, Michigan animal shelters say you need to keep your pets inside the next few days. This is really important right here. Now, the Humane Society says if you do need to let your pets out for a little bit, whether it's to use the restroom, maybe a very, very quick walk, you should limit their time outside to just a few minutes. Yeah, if you get cold, they get cold too. They also suggest using protective gear for short-haired breeds. Pet owners should also look for signs that their pets are getting too cold, like shivering. And if you see a dog outside without food, water, or shelter, you should contact animal control. Really important advice right there.